To all my so-called YNs out there, pay attention.
Mike Mino with the North Carolina branch of the ACLU has been watching the spread of stingrays for years.
It's my understanding that the software that a lot of these devices use is capable of capturing things like your text messages, the numbers you're calling and receiving calls from. We know for sure they're getting people's location.
Here's how it works. Cell phones are always trying to connect to nearby cell towers. A stingray acts like a cell tower decoy. In what's called a man-in-the-middle attack, it tricks cell phones into thinking it's the nearest cell tower, phones connect to the stingray, and police can access a range of personal information. But they don't just get intel on one phone. Every phone nearby is forced to divert to the stingray. Calls are passed on to a real cell tower. Data scooped up stays with police.
So geofencing is a law enforcement tool where they're able to monitor where that cell phone is. They're able to locate that cell phone. And it won't give necessarily address, but it will give its location. And this is what's important about that. If you're accused of a crime and you're using alibi, they will look at your cell phone and see, are you there at the time of the crime? And it also will show the other cell phones that are with you.
Wow!
Yes. So that's a law enforcement tool that is used quite often because you and I are sitting here. So if our cell phones are on, our cell phones should be pinging from the same tower. So that means that Carla and Vonda was together at a certain time, at a certain place.
When someone gets robbed or murdered, cops draw a digital circle around the crime scene. Google hands over location data from every phone that was there. Your phone pings cell towers every few seconds. Google knows where you are within 3 meters. That coffee shop you stopped at, that ATM you used, all logged and time-stamped. Here's how they build the case. First, they cast a wide net and get hundreds of phones. Then they narrow it down to devices that move suspiciously. Finally, they target specific phones for deeper surveillance. Google fights these warrants, but almost always loses. Your location data gets pulled into active investigations. Courts keep allowing this evidence because technically, you agreed to location tracking.
You think you're getting away? Nope. Clock it.
All right, let's talk more about federal investigations and cell phones. I just finished up a case where an individual had rented a car from Alamo or Hertz. And what they did was when they got in the car, they decided to pair their phone to the car. So it was either through USB or Bluetooth. And the phone then downloaded all of their contacts, their geo-tracking. They had their Waze attached to it, so they kind of knew where that phone has been in terms of the addresses that were typed into Maps and Waze. And it auto-populated to the car. This individual was being followed. And when the individual returned the car back to Hertz, the feds then seized the vehicle, downloaded the data that was downloaded from the phone in the vehicle, and they essentially had his contact list, geo-tracking, where he has been by Maps and Waze and addresses he's typed in.
If you really want to learn more about what they planning and what they actually doing, text homicide to 219-299-49. And don't argue with me. Argue with your mom and fight these facts. Get it?